One of the cool things about Alim is that most of our constituents are college students. So it affords me, working for Alim, being its scholar in residence, it affords me the opportunity to travel to lots of college campuses, meeting with young Muslims. And I usually go because I'm invited as a teacher, but I always learn a lot, you know. And one of the really cool and promising trends that I observed over the course of maybe the last year or so is that Muslims are getting much more involved with activism. Um, MashaAllah, some of the causes they're involved with, I think they're very worthwhile. You know, Black Lives Matter, advocacy on behalf of women, advocacy on behalf of working class communities, advocacy on behalf of poor communities. However, the danger in activism is that activism, if one is not careful, can become a proxy for being concerned about your own soul. That you can get concerned about everything else, the environment, the beluga whales, get concerned about, poor communities, get concerned about mining communities in West Virginia, but when it comes to you being concerned about the state of your own soul, you can be negligent. And that's why when you look at what Ramadan forces us to do, is it forces you to focus on you. And it's not to say that that any of those causes will be of diminished importance after Ramadan, but you better be working on those things while simultaneously trying to purify your own soul. Allah Ta'ala, of course, the well-known verses, كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Fasting has been prescribed for you like it was prescribed for those before you, so that you might learn what it means to be conscious of God. And I remember once being at a grocery store, and I was purchasing like some lamb or something like that. And I could see this guy like checking me out, not checking me out like that, but like sizing me up. You know what I'm saying? And admittedly, man, it made me a little uncomfortable. Like, why are you sizing me up? So finally, he approached me. And when he approached me, he asked, what? He said, in fact, he was very polite. He said, can I ask you something? It might be a little bit offensive. I said, yeah, go ahead. What makes you think you have the right to go around consuming other species? And I said, I guess I never really thought about it. But if I were to just offer something now, I would say that, all of this is privilege. All of this is what we call in Arabic taskhir. God has made the earth something you can benefit from, but he has also charged us with benefiting from it in a responsible and sustainable way. And I certainly don't want to contribute to abusing, degrading, or taking from the earth in ways that are unsustainable. But I see it as God granting me a permission to benefit from animals, plant life, and everything else. I have a question for you. What makes you think you have the right to breathe God's air? He said, I guess I really never thought about that. And I don't really know. And we kind of gave each other that ironic smirk, like he looked at me like, you're a pretty witty guy. And I thought, you're a pretty witty guy, What I took from the encounter, and I don't know that man's religious affiliation or lack thereof. I don't, but what it reminded me of was, here is someone that is so passionate about the ethical treatment of animals that he would approach a stranger and ask him, what makes you think you have the right to consume animals? But maybe the question of, well, who has given you the right to breathe God's air had never even occurred to him. So he can be that concerned with animals and perhaps that unconcerned with himself. And I think that Ramadan forces us in a very beautiful way to be concerned with ourselves. And I pray that this Ramadan will be reminded of our responsibility towards our souls, in addition to, or as a complement to, or as a catalyst for being concerned with other things.